I'm Jen, welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a collective read for you guys to see what's going on and what messages you need to hear right now. So I've got the Talking to Heaven deck, and then I also have the Soul Helper Oracle, and this one's really pretty actually. I really like it. The first card on top, we're not going to use it, but it's just really, it's very wintry. And it's really pretty. I would love that on my wall. Okay, so let's get going. Let's find it for you. What are some messages that you need to hear right now that are going to help you move forward? My collective. Okay, so those kind of felt funny. This one is, I'm here helping you. So there's someone that is close to you, someone that is on your team, someone that has passed on, that is like here. Oh, and if you see rainbows, that's a sign from them. I don't know if you can see that rainbow here. It's just a slight rainbow. So rainbows are going to make you think of this person, this family member, this someone that you were close to. Let me see. What other decks do I have that we can get some? I think I have other decks that we might be able to get more. Is this it? No, but we can use that one too. There's something else I'm looking for. Maybe it's the ancestors. We can use that one. And there's still one more. I'm just trying to picture it. I've seen it before. I don't think it's angels and auras. Earthcraft, no. Earth magic, no. What is it? Okay. I really want it because it gives me like images of what I'm looking for. I might not be able to find it. No, I'm just not, I can't locate it. Hopefully this is going to be good enough. Okay. So this deck, this deck. This one has different aspects to it, but then it can. I also saw like ruler, leadership, hunter. So maybe that'll give you some ideas of who this is. Show me who they're gonna know. Passion, fire. So someone who's into music, someone who used to have campfires, someone who is really into animals, so innocent. Someone who is pure. Maybe they lived on a farm out in the country. Oh, this looks like, this makes me think of like Celtic music, just the way they're like, it's so fiery and they're, I don't know. I just imagine like when they're playing the violin and they're dancing to it. So like that's what makes me think of that. Okay, so now this other deck we got, tell me more about the message for you. Another new deck. Okay. Message for my viewer here. Message for my viewer. Just one. These ones are super stiff. Okay. Just one card. Cut the deck. These really are quite stuck together. Okay, so I am the creator, number 11. Okay, you are the creator. I believe we co-create with God. That's just how I believe it. I think we're both working together here. We're down on earth. He's or she. I don't like putting a sex to it. It's just like they. And I'm not into that whole gender thing. But like, what? Why is God a man? Who told us God was a man? And who told us he was a woman? I think there's different elements to the universe, and some are female, some are male, and collectively we're all here creating for the best of mankind. That is, and obviously there are some people who are not. I am the creator, and then the truth card number 13 that opened up as well. So we're going to take those two. These are really thick. That's why it feels like there's two cards, but there's just they're really thick. Okay, another side message I'm getting here is the believe is in reverse, and an angel whispers is onto the side of it. So to me, and it goes from 18 to 28. When you're feeling a little unsure, be aware that you're getting whispers from your angels. Like these are like little nudges, and I feel these are like nudges where I'm just like, you know, I think I should go do that. It's almost like a little reminder without feeling a reminder. It's like a little subconscious. I do feel that because there's sometimes I'm like, you know what, I wasn't really going to do that, and then something just says maybe you should do that. You know, like maybe I should do the laundry this morning because maybe for some reason I'm not going to have time to do it tonight. You know, and it's odd little things, and it's small. It's not like I don't believe it's like this, but let me know if it's you. But like, you know, go buy a lottery ticket tonight, because that's not angels, that's me wanting to win the lottery to fast track to where I want to be. So like these are things that you're naturally doing them, but it's almost like you know what, you don't want to get the dishes done, but you're gonna feel better when you get the dishes done. So maybe just like a nudge towards the sink, and just like something, a message to say, like, you know, it's not going to take you that long, or just do one sink. Just do one sink, because you know if you do one sink, you're going to do two sinks because you're already there, and then you can see like I'm almost done, and then you're going to also see like this didn't take as long as I thought it would be. So like little nudges like that, I do believe, are like the support that you receive when you don't have anybody else and you feel like you're alone. Allow yourself to know that there's things that out there that are helping you, and you know what, and some people might say like there's nudges that go in the other direction, but for me, in my experience, I can't speak on for everybody, but like when I fall back into old patterns, I find it helpful, because like when that happens, I'm gonna look at like what allowed me to fall back into that pattern. So if like I'm trying not to eat sugar and then I eat sugar, I gotta find out what led me to there. For one, like if I can't control what I'm eating right now, I'm trying to be, you know, picky as to what I put in my body, and it's challenging when I'm eating from the community kitchen, because it's very good food, but it's not always balanced. Like in the protein, and they have dessert, so you don't have to eat that. They give you buns and coleslaw and stuff that go with that, so you don't have to have that either. But it's just when the main meal is something that is like a large content of like, you know, refined carbs and cheese or something like that, that makes it a little bit more difficult. But you just try to do the best that you can. And then so I just try to find out, it motivates me to move in a direction that is more for me, if that way, because that's supportive for me right now. But like it's kind of like, okay, like I need to get back to where I need to be able to buy my own groceries again, because I can really control what that looks like, and provide exactly what I need. Now that I'm not getting what I need right now, I'm getting nutrients, that's solid, like I'm getting food, that's important. But my goal is to be able to make a selective types of food. That's just, you know, when you make money, that's what you get to do. And there's things where, like, if there's sometimes like I'll fall off the wagon, so to speak, for caffeine, coffee, or I haven't done chocolate in a while. And you know what? When I did fall off the wagon for chocolate, I just tried doing it differently. I tried having cocoa, and I tried making like with nut milk. I tried making a hot chocolate with honey. It still didn't sit very well, but it was better than nothing. And I also made some like cocoa brittle, you know, like bark. I think it's bark. It wasn't bad. It hit the spot, but I'm like, I don't know if that iron is great for my body. And so yeah, I'm just like trial and erroring it, and like not being harsh on myself, like, cause like there's things like I'm not expecting to get from 0 to 90 anymore. You know, before I get really frustrated when I didn't do what I need to do. And so like, you know, when you allow yourself that compassion and grace, it takes the stress out of the situation and like the timeline that you're on. And it allows you to like be more open to ideas and new ways of doing things, instead of being shut down. Like, I screwed up, I'm a failure. You know, like that's such a definite answer. Like, why don't we say, you know what? I need to plan better. I need to learn different ways of doing this. Like that is more supportive than just saying I can't do this and shut down. You know, it's like you open this big gate and you're about to run the gauntlet, and like at the first step, you know, your shoelace isn't tied and you trip and you say, I can't do this. Well, no, you just got to tie your shoelace. You know, you tie your shoelace, get up and keep going, right? So like there's little things that's how I see, like when I fail, when I fall off the wagon. Now I don't have experience, like I had an alcohol problem when I was younger, just because I was trying to numb it. And so I don't know if you would classify that as alcoholism, because like I at some point I just like I didn't really enjoy that much, and I didn't when I recognized I was making bad decisions and stuff, I just stopped. So I don't think that's like as severe. It's like a bad habit, not like an addiction. And I've never had drug addiction. So I don't know how this relates to those sorts of things. I don't know how my content relates to anybody who's struggling with something more severe like that. I have no clue. So like the information I give when I'm talking about like addictions and bad habits, these are things that I've used to numb myself to the pain. And so like I don't know if those other substances that are harsher are for a larger pain. I can only assume that is really hard to get at, is what I would assume. I don't know. So I don't know if these things apply to that. I really don't. I would like to think so, but I don't know. So these are things like, so, and that's what I was trying to say is like falling off the wagon for alcohol and drugs, and that is a lot more severe, I think, than because it could mean your life, as opposed to me, where it's just like I'm just having a sugar craving, which, you know, is affecting my life negatively and my health over the long term. But if I fall off the wagon and go back to a chocolate bar, I don't think it's as damaging as if you fall off the wagon and go back to like some sort of, you know, harsh substance. So I'm not trying to compare the two. Like I said, I don't know if this is on a larger scale, if it would help because I do know, like from what I've heard about it, is like things that like you know, you just don't quit overnight. Like there's a number of trial and errors. So I would guess that would be the same sort of structure where you're like trying to figure out like, why did I go back to this? Why did I feel the need to comfort myself with this, right? So yeah, okay. So yeah, so I just look at it as a way to revise the plan. You know what? My plan was it was a problem, and I just need to get more information. Like I don't know much about certain things, right? It's just like going into, going into a new classroom and saying I have to learn how to fix bikes, and you've never touched a bike before, and you don't even, maybe you've never seen one. You're like, I don't know how this works. I'm not mechanical. And then, you know, you're gonna try to fix a bike, and you're like, you're gonna have to take a couple tries. Life is learning. That's what it is. You're just meant to learn things. And so like if you stop learning, what are you doing here? You know, like you're meant to learn, to grow, to do something different than the other day. Like how bored are you going to get if you're just doing the same thing? Like I like you know, consistency, and I like schedules and things like that, but like at the same time, like some of these things I'm creating is so I can bring other aspects into my life, so I can enjoy life in different areas and levels and environments, like not so I'm just stuck here every day with meat and potatoes. And I love meat and potatoes, but sometimes I want something a little more bougie, or maybe I just want to eat it on a different plate. I don't know, it just seems, yeah, okay. Stop. Okay, so what is the message you need today? What's it? Release your creative energies. Yeah, that's 2 creative cards. You are the creator. Oh, you got all these things up in your head here. See, you got tons of ideas. What are you doing, girl? You got tons of ideas up here. You got so much to offer from your heart. Look at this heart space here, glowing. Maybe you're the one with the music, and maybe you're the one with the animal. You got fire. You're passionate, but you're innocence. Maybe that's you. It isn't like this image, you know, like where 2 different animals can come together and kiss. Isn't that cute? Like, look, how innocent is that? How does that make you feel, your heart feel like that? I love animal videos. I love seeing little baby videos. Like this touches my heart when things are just like they're in the same environment. We're different species, but we're getting along. That's all you want. So release your creative energies, make use of them in your life. Okay, so you know what this makes me think of? Like affirmations. There's some videos of energy work I want to start making into videos, but I need, I think it's like 50 subscribers to get into the lives, and because it takes way too long to download them. So I'd rather, I don't know. I'm going to look at some other ways of doing it as well, but like the idea of like just being able to stream endlessly without having to upload it later sounds wonderful. Instead of like waiting to do it video by video. So that's something, but I want to do the energy work for me and then see if it's going to help for you, right? Like it's kind of like things that I want that I think would benefit other people. She's got clovers all over her skirt. I don't know if you can see that. All those little dots, those are clovers. What do I want? What's so lucky about you right now? Show me. Let's do, is it love messages only? No, it's not. What deck do I want? Let's do Medicine Woman. Let's see what's going on with you. What's this luck all about? What's this luck all about? Lucky girl syndrome. Empowerment. Assert yourself and shine your power now. Like now. Yeah, something's happening for you. This is exciting. I'm not as excited because I just woke up, but this is exciting. Self-knowledge. You know yourself. Dive into your depths where your truth resides. I think you know this because there's number 8 here. And I don't know, for me, this is like my 8th year since I decided to start healing myself. 8 is a year of abundance, of wealth, women power, vision quest. It's like an owl at the top. There's something you know. You're sensing it. So like this is just a confirmation that something's happening for you, because honestly this feels like a confirmation. This doesn't feel like a message. This feels like I'm just confirming to just keep going and doing what you're doing, because whatever you're doing is working. Whatever path you're on, whatever little thing that you've gravitated toward. I feel like I just saw like a ski lift that has caught your mind and is lifting you upwards. So like there's something that's caught you and you know it, and you're just going with it. And I think that's important, because that's what I feel is happening for you right now. You doing you for you is what's happening. This is let's get a money card. Why not? Let's get a money card. Tell me about your money. Windfall. Okay. Inheritance, settlement, lottery winnings. But underneath is a bad investment, so regretful outcome. But I feel like this had to come first before this happened, because this is where you learn. This is the dark basement that you've been hiding in, like trying to figure like, what's wrong with my foundation? Why won't this work? And then like you finally figure, okay, so I got the walls are sealed. This is like finishing a basement. Like I've insulated the basement. I've sealed all the cracks. The airflow is good down here. And then now you're like, okay, now what? Let's go upstairs and let's just sit and see. And now it's like, so you fix your foundations, your basement. And this is like boundaries, self-discipline. What are your weaknesses? Chocolate, dairy, chocolate, dairy and sugar, chocolate, dairy and caramel, croissants. Like those were your weaknesses. And so like temptation and willpower is what you've been working on. And so when you refine those, that's what has allowed you to come in and be consistent to create what you've wanted. It takes a lot of energy and focus and like determination to keep going back to a problem when it's not being solved. And there's a lot of people that are so obsessed with the problem, all they want to do is talk about the problem, but they don't really bring in solutions. They're just too busy like complaining. So if someone's watching this and they're like, I don't feel this, stop complaining. That's one thing I would say, is stop complaining, because you're taking up airspace where you could find a solution. Try to look at what you're complaining about, how it's actually happening for you. That's another way, another perspective point is like, what if something is happening over and you're like, this pisses me off. Well, what is it? How can you use it to your benefit? How can you like look at it and see it in a different sort of light? Like, how is this helpful? Can you find a way that this is helpful for you? So now you have you're not stressed about it, because the stress is going to block all your blessings as well too. Like when you're too stressed, that's what helped me change. The gratitude is important, but the gratitude, you got to feel the gratitude. So if you haven't done the work, you're not going to be able to feel the gratitude. Fake gratitude is like fake affirmations for me. It's just like, if you are saying something that you don't believe, there's conflicting energy in there. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, stay positive. No, it's not necessarily true all the time. Like, get into the negative. What is bothering you? What is itching at you? What is grating at you? There's something, because you could be hitting an invisible wall of like, where you convince yourself you know, this is the right way. Oh, it's like when you take Google Maps and like you go off course, and like it's telling you quietly and kindly, like, this isn't off course, you're off course, you're off course. And you're like, no, I'm good. I'd rather go this way anyways. It's easier. It's easier this way. I know this way. I don't want to go off this other. I might, you know, it's going to get dark. And like, so like something's slowly telling you, but like you're just ignoring it in the background. So there's something, you know, something feels off. It doesn't feel right. You don't know why. You're like, I should be happy. And the should, that's the trigger word. Like watch, why should you be happy? If you're doing all the things that society has told you to do, you should be happy. So maybe society is wrong. Maybe society has it wrong. Maybe the large population has it wrong. What if that's right? What if you're just meant here to live a beautiful, simple life, you know, make money and make your house the way it is? But like, why a mansion? What are you gonna do with a mansion? I used to want a big house, and then I started getting these visions of some of these big houses, and I'm not putting them down. Some of them are beautiful, but some of them are just like wasted space inside a building. I don't know. So it got me to thinking, like, I actually like my small house. I just want to dress it up a bit, right? So I think that's fair. And I'm like, if I had a huge house, you know how frustrated I get, because I'm very like go, which I am trying to bring back. But at the same time, like, if it took me a mile to get to room, I don't know if I'd enjoy that. I don't know. Like, the idea of it is very different than living it, right? So sometimes we're running after something that we think the idea is what we want. But like, if you were to get there and get what you wanted, you're like, ugh, this sucks. And then like, because you made such a big thing about it, you're like, well, I can't, you know, if this is a person maybe, or a house that you regret buying, like, and you're just kind of like, well, I can't go back now. I just made a big deal about it. Like, there's different things that we convince ourselves to stay stuck in situations, and even relationships, even with kids, you know, where it's just like, this is not for me. That doesn't mean you stay in that bad investment forever. You got to recognize, like, you know what, how did I end up in that bad investment? What did I do to get there? What do I do to make a better investment? You know, and then you would learn about investments, just metaphorically, like this, you know, like whatever you're struggling with, you just got to get some more experience and research on it. Doesn't mean you just stop, like, this is the end of the road, this is all that is meant for me. Keep looking behind that curtain, be like, hey, you got anything else back there for me? Because like, gratitude is being grateful what you have in the moment and being glad, you know? But it doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean like, well, I guess I'm grateful I have just enough to put on the table. That doesn't mean you look for more to put on the table. You know, like if you have like meatloaf, green beans, and a piece of bread, you know, that's great. But like, you can have something fancier. You can have seafood. You're allowed to have seafood. You're allowed to have like big slabs of meat on your table. It's just not like not in a wasteful, you know, a way. It's in a way where it's like, I deserve nice things. I deserve steak. I deserve healthy ingredients. I deserve to have, you know, avocados. I love avocados. And strawberries every day. I want to eat strawberries every day. Yeah, I do. There's nothing wrong with that. I would eat them every day if I had them. So like, that's why I want to have a strawberry patch in my backyard. Like strawberry shortcake. And I do want to make strawberry shortcake too. So these are things where it's just like, why can't you have that? This is me wanting... Is me wanting more garden than grass. I'm allowed. Stop bugging me about it. Is it weird? I don't care. I want to have more garden than grass. I like some grass, but I don't want to like have all grass. You know, I like walking on different textures. There's different textures I prefer than grass. And some people are like, that's weird. Well, guess what? It's my yard. Now I have to keep it clean and maintain. That's all I have to do. But like, if I just want more garden than grass, that's what I'm gonna get. So like, these are things like, stop making letting other people make your decisions for you and telling you what you should and shouldn't do. You're creative. You can kind of, that's what this creativity is. It's not just about painting and artwork and things like that. It's about coming up with your own idea. What do you want to do in life? Because you can do it right now. Like, people tend to like put a message out there that the world is like trapped in, and don't, like, there's some traps out there. There's definitely some areas of life where it's very like, closed off, it's a setup for failure. There are those things, but if that's all you see, you're never going to see the opportunities that are amongst that. And those are things where it looks like, you know what if okay, so we're always going to have these aspects of life, it feels like, and for now anyways, right? Like you can't make any huge change overnight, it feels like. And there's things that are outside of your control. So like try to work with what you got in the environment in order to like work through the loopholes. And what I mean by that is like, there's things that you could be doing with your time that other people aren't doing. Like other people don't think they need to eat right or exercise or take time out to have a quiet moment. Like there's things that are at your hands that are tools that don't really cost anything, and like you're not making use of them, and you're like, I can't do this. And it's like, yeah, you can. You just got to choose that path. And what comes with it. It is challenging, but so is living a life that is settling. That's challenging. And then you see, I think some people get controlling because they feel like they lack control in their life, but they have control, but they don't have the creativity. And when they don't want to tap into the creativity, that's where their lack of control comes from, and then that's where they have to puppet other people. If you learn how to get control of your creativity, and what I mean by that is like learning how to go into it instead of away from it, that's a door of opportunity right there. Your mind has tons of options up there. Look at this. It's like, do you know how many options you actually have? Your eyes are closed. These things are just floating above her head. And she's like, I settled. It's like, why? You got all these ideas ready to light up. It's like, you think you just got one path to take. You got options. This is why there's not just one person for us in life. There's not just one soulmate. There's just not one, husband or, and I'm not supporting any sort of like cheating or anything. Like if you feel like you're with the wrong person and you set a contract, there's a way to undo that contract. You don't have to live in misery for your whole life. There's ways around these things. Are they challenging? Sure. But in that challenge, you learn how to work through other different challenges. So whatever you learn in this, bad investment, you learn from it so you can make good investments, so you can bring in that money. But you got to go through it's like training. You got to go through training, life training. There's things that you weren't taught in life that you need to learn on your own now, and that's the challenge. It's just like, I don't know how to think for myself. Well, let's learn. Let's find out, what do you want to do? What do you want to do in life? What if you could do something for money, anything it was, without the idea, just say, if I could do this for the rest of my life and someone paid me to do it, what would that do? What would that be? And start from there. And if it's eating candies on the couch, well, then let's start from there. Let's get your health on track first and see why you're craving chocolate so much to make it a job. And then you're going to get your energy levels up because you're like, I don't need to be sitting on the couch. There's a whole life to be living out there. Like there's things where you just don't even know that you're telling yourself. There's like message upon message upon message. And it's just like, let's clear this shit away and take a look at it. So I'm going to do a different video maybe for this to get into more detail if you're interested. And we'll go from there. Okay? Yeah. Biggest thing is fake partnerships. That was the biggest lesson that I need to learn. Boundaries is a huge one. When you can work with boundaries and you can clear out the people who are just shutting that, it's really hard to be, when you're around a lot of people, that does close down, like the wrong people, that can close off your creativity because they're just exhausting to be around and they're just negative. And you're just like, ugh. It's like the ick factor is like a raincoat of complaints and this and that person did this and it's like, do you know how irritating it is to be around? It's irritating. It's depleting. Okay, so get the right people around you. You've got so many ideas in here just waiting to unlock. So like this could be a message for somebody who is already at this level and feels it, or somebody who's like, okay, I want that for me. How do I do that? So I'm going to do another video for that. How do we get there? And get some more questions for you. If this is related to you, let's go and let's take it to another video and we'll go from there, okay? So you are a creator. Everybody is. Everybody has it in their ability to create. That's the thing. Like I am no different than the next person. A lot of people like to say chosen ones and this and that. And chosen ones to me are just people who chose themselves over the norm of society. Like everyone's capable of this. There's nothing in me that is not within you. Like we all are one and we all are connected. And that's why we're meant to help each other and rise up together. So we can change the way that the world is going. And it's like, if we have to do it as a team, we have to do it as numbers, and so we're meant to work together. But there's some people that just aren't very good at that. So we got to try to figure out how we can do this, how we can bring everyone together in a united front with all our different interests in order to fight for the greater good of humanity, so that we can make this planet great again. So like we don't have this such an imbalance. Like it's meant to be all different. Like everyone deserves a beautiful life. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't like everyone should have healthy food. You know, and everyone should have a warm bed to sleep in, clean home. These are things like that should just be, you're a human, you need shelter, you need food, you know, and even our animals need this, and we're affecting that now too. Like, you know, it's like we don't even feed the animals, but now we're like preventing them from even being able to get their own food because we're fucking up their environment. How crazy and cruel is that? These are animals. They have no choice but to be here. And then for kids, they have no choice. Like we bring them into this life, and it's like, and this is what we like. Here you go. Make sense of this puzzle that we've offered you called life. You know, like we got to do better. We can do better. So in the second video, I'm gonna get into more detail for this to figure out what needs to be done in order for somebody who is just stepping into this. Okay, and we'll get some details on that. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe.